obviously we touched on quite a few challenges there, but what other challenges would you say are, well, what are the main challenges for adopting Agile for data projects and how can they be mitigated?
Yes, I think the main challenge is just changing the mindset or the culture of your team. There can be some pushback on adopting some of these concepts. I remember when I first started working in an agile sprint methodology, I was why am I doing all this extra stuff just to fit into this process? But if you think about it, you're asking your team to be, if you're working in a sprint setting, you're asking your team to be held accountable for accomplishing their tasks in a very specific time frame.
Mhm.
So some associates might not understand why it's necessary at first, but I think the whole goal of the agile sprint process is to ensure productivity while setting realistic expectations for work that can get done in like that specified time frame. So you're trying to find the sweet science between how do I maximize productivity but limit burnout and not make sure that people are working 24/7 for 2 straight
Mhm.
weeks. On top of that, if you have a full-blown Scrum process with daily stand-ups and sprint retrospective meetings and stuff like that, there could be some pushback at first from people in the beginning. You know, those extra check-in meetings, they might say, I already have so-and-so meetings per week. Why do I need an extra 3 or 4? I think once you get engulfed into the cycle, you really start to understand the methodology and why it's important to have all of these processes in place, because it takes some of the ambiguity, it takes a lot of the ambiguity of work out of it, right? If you think about it this way, you work in a 2-week sprint cycle. You have a set of tasks that you need to complete. You are then having check-in meetings. Almost some people do daily stand-ups. We do 3 a week. We have check-in meetings Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can provide an update on those items. And if you have a blocker or an issue that you need help with, there's a time specified for you to bring that up. So you're not on an island by yourself, not sure what you should be working on. Like, it takes all the ambiguity out of it. You should be working on items A, B, and C. They need to be done by the end of these 2 weeks. And if you have problems, you let the team know in one of the several meetings
Mhm.
that we're going to have together over the course of the next 2 weeks. So I think it may be foreign to people at first, and it takes a little bit of time to get people to fully adopt it. But I really do think that these principles, and again, you don't have to adopt a full Scrum process, right? Like, you can do, the beauty of this is you can take bits and pieces of it and it'll still be beneficial. What we
Mhm.
do at my team, we call it like pseudo Scrum. We do stand-ups 3 days a week. We have a 2-week sprint process. We break our items down into individual tasks and assign them out to each other and make sure we have a feedback loop and everything. But we're not a full-blown Scrum process. But we're using these agile methodologies in a way that makes sense for my team, that helps us improve our productivity and our work product.
Yeah. I guess it's just best that, I guess what I like, obviously, with the like the hybrid world now is that the companies that have flexibility. Because I think at the end of the day, you want, if you work best in the office, go to the office. If you, obviously, I appreciate, and then if you've got that hybrid approach, you've got benefits, haven't you, as well? Like meeting people, learning, and I guess same like here, you've got the flexibility of different Scrum bits. You take a bit of
Right.
this, bit of that, or you can go all out. So
Exactly.
whatever's best for your team, because every human's different. You just can't. It's just the way it is. Some people will work best being organised like this. If they got, you got to do this within 2 weeks, that's good. And then I think time frames also do give you that. Oh, I got to do this. Keeps you like motivated, doesn't it? Oh, I've got
Yep.
2 weeks to do this, or 1 week to do this, whatever it is. It keeps you like on online, like you focus with that deadline.
It definitely does. And you have to think about it. Each team has different responsibilities. Like, organizations are different, and the teams within those
Mm.
organizations are different. And so a team that's strictly a software development team, they might benefit from a really strict, really rigorous Scrum process. But a team that handles a lot of ad hoc requests and has to turn things around really quickly, they might benefit better from like a Kanban board or something like that. And and that's why I love just looking at these methodologies as like a toolkit that you can use and leverage as you see fit to make your life easier in the workplace.
Just pick a mix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.